Okay, I think I can start. So some people ask for showing how to integrate with the faucet. So I will do that if there is no other question. Okay. There is a question.
Okay, let me see. Feel free to raise your hand, guys. Did you have a question? Okay, go ahead. We have the.
You need to. You need to allow them to speak.
Yeah, for some reason I'm not seeing that option. Can you check, Isaac, if you have that option? Or set?
I don't have the option right now.
Oh, I guess it made me the admin. Sorry. All right, you can talk now.
Yeah, all right. Hello. Seb, if you want to go and show the faucet first, that's okay by me, and I can take it later.
No, you can go.
Okay, so what I'm experiencing a bit of trouble with is to get the principal to auto-fill in the input field in the NFT minter. And I've been at it for a while now, so I'm pretty confused, but I got the feeling I can be close. And what it says is that there's no, like I'm trying to pull the principal, but there's no identity defined at the input element, it says.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Oh, no, yeah, I can't. You have to give me permission.
All right, you should see something to join a panelist. There you go.
Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you will notice how confused I am, but I created this. First of all, I have this button here, right? It's the input button. Let's see. Here, this one. It's this. And I set this up to listen on the click and then do the autofill and the function here. And then when I can log in with the identity and all that, but okay, now I haven't tried. Let's see. Do you see that error?
Yeah,
Is that why it doesn't autofill?
I think the first error is cannot read properties of null. So the add event listener is not added, I think. Can we go back to the code?
Yeah. I mean, if this is a really big, I don't want to take up too much time because I've been sitting with this for a long time now. So if there's a sort of a quick fix to it and you know what's going to happen, then let's do it. Otherwise, we can leave the floor to other people. It's the last day before the others want to submit their core project and whatnot.
Okay, but it's strange. Where does the get element by ID principle comes from? Do you have in your HTML, I guess?
Yeah, here.
Wait, okay. Yeah, okay. That's strange.
I don't know what I've been searching the forums.
Well, you don't have any parameter in your autofill.
Where's that?
I'm just the autofill principle. I don't get why there is a parameter in the function when you do not pass it.
This, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried. I tried with and without, with all different stuff. It runs the same. Let's see.
Well, what is identity? Identity.get principle.
Let's see. The identity. That's the one from the Stoic wallet.
Yeah, but where is it defined in the GS file?
I see. This is the thing. I don't have full control. So I think. Yeah, we can just drop it. I don't know where it is. I think maybe I've taken it away.
Yeah, I think there is something that is undefined. I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's the identity.
Yeah, might be
undefined. So you should check like where is the variable like created, and are you sure there is like something in the variable? There is probably nothing at the moment you are like calling the event, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. That's somewhere that one is. Okay.
Oh yeah. Someone just mentioned the autofill is also calling itself. Yeah. Can you check? Can you see again the autofill function? Where did you find that?
What do you mean?
This function autofill.
This one I took from the Stoic.
It's really strange.
Yeah, so this won't work then.
What is it supposed to do?
Fill this this one with the principal.
Oh, okay. You could just store the principal and directly send it to the canister without having to fill in the field. You can just declare a variable like a and store the principal inside, and when you call the canister, instead of calling like mint with whatever
okay.
the field, you call the.
Yeah, okay, so I can just do a variable and put it in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I will try do that instead then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I forgot for a minute that I was still hosting. Andres.
It's okay. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys remember, I had like this issue like in the previous that meeting, like with the cannot send, something like that. Well, I managed to fix it, but now I'm getting another error, and I think it's really simple. It's just that it says option pattern cannot consume expected type. Like I think it's something really simple, but I'm missing it.
What is it? Can you repeat? Sorry.
Yeah. So I had this problem in the previous dev meeting, which I managed to solve, but now I'm getting an error called option pattern cannot consume expected type.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will need to show your screen, to see your screen for that, I think.
Okay. No, Oh, oh my God. No, it's okay. Just that I had to put it. Oh, Jesus, I just had to put it like as an optional value. Oh, I'm so dumb. Thank you anyways, okay? Sorry.
Hey, I had a quick question before we go on to the faucet. I was wondering, how can you test the HTTP request function when you're running on locally?
I think it's the same. You can just, well, let me.
That's actually a good question because I haven't figured out that one either.
Are you sure?
Yeah, like when I pick question mark token ID equals, for some reason it doesn't work because the canister ID in localhost, the canister ID is also question mark canister ID equals. For some reason it just doesn't work the same.
Oh, I think I know how to fix it. You just wait. Yeah, so I've made a lot of stuff here, but basically I'm just deploying this HTTP canister, which is just an example of like how to make an HTTP request. And so it's probably deployed here. The canister ID is this one. And you can just do that. Canister ID.
Seb, I can't see your screen. Are you trying to show us something?
Oh yeah, but I cannot zoom. Wait, I'm
I
not
mean, I
sure.
can't.
Okay.
I can't.
I thought I was sharing my screen. Okay, so yeah, I've deployed a canister with just the HTTP request method locally, and I just put the canister ID. Sorry, I cannot zoom in the search bar, but basically it's just the canister ID with the .localhost for 8000, and it works.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't really know the URL format, so that's.
Yeah,
that
I
helps
think
a
if
lot.
you use the the other one with the like canister ID and everything, I don't think it works for sure. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't even think to try that. That's good.
I
Yeah,
will.
that was my question, so that helps a lot. Thanks.
Okay.
Abraham, sorry, go
Okay.
ahead.
No. If we have other questions, we can continue.
Well, Abraham had a question about logging out of Stoic.
I'm
wouldn't-
able.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to log out.
What, like logging out of Stoic, like how to make it a log out.
Well, you can.
Just kill the actor.
You can log out with this command, and you can also go into Stoic Wallet and just so you can do that from the JavaScript code, disconnecting the identity, or you can also do it if you go on the website and you just go to, you have like an application tab where I can also do it for plug as well, where you have basically all the applications that are authorized with your wallet. Shit. And yeah, you can go here and disconnect applications like that. I will probably do it, by the way. Do we still have access to this? Okay, so if we don't have any other question, I will move to the faucet. I will try it out. So I've noticed that yeah, the documentation on the faucet could be better, I think. I wasn't in charge of that. I'm sorry. I think it could be better. So here is my principal. I have 5,000 token, and I'm trying something. I will try to send it. So I need to use a canister that is on the. Yeah, so for using the faucet, because the faucet is running on the IC, I need a canister that is also on the IC to be able to talk to the faucet. Or maybe the question was more related to how do you do it in the front end, I guess. How to integrate with the faucet. So the people asking for the faucet integration, is it with the front end, like how to set up the wallet so that we can send funds through the front end, or like how to use the funds in the back end, or maybe both, I guess. Out of it, both. Okay. Well, let's try with the front end first. So going to do it inside this file, I guess. Okay, I'm doing something. I think it will be interesting. So maybe I should zoom in. So the goal, make use plug wallet in the front end to send some cycles to our canister on the backend. So let's delete all of that. So we have a canister here, and the goal is to send tokens to this canister through the front end. So first thing we need is starting a server. Here it's running. Okay, so we have a button called send funds that I will use to send the funds. Maybe let me just tweak the CSS a bit. I don't like the fact that the button is so small. So here I'm just tweaking the button. Yeah, okay, it's here. Can we? Okay. Okay, so we have the button. We will add an ID so that we can grab the button in the front end. Send, and let's send button. Get element by ID, send. Okay, so we have our button. Now the goal is to add an event. So on click, we want something to happen. We don't know exactly why. We want exactly what. We want to connect with plug and ask for sending, let's say, how much funds do I have? I have a balance of 5,000, so I want to send maybe 100 to the canister. So yeah, I need to deploy all of this on the IC if I want it to work, which is annoying, but yeah. So I think we need some information, canister ID token, canister ID for the faucet. Would be useful if we can share the code afterward. Yeah. If it's working, I will share the code. If it's not working, I won't share it. So we need the canister ID of the faucet. We can find it. So that's on the project. We have the canister ID here. I will store that somewhere. I think it will be useful. So let's try a connection with plug. I don't remember exactly how to do it, so let's jump into the documentation. Connect app to plug. So windows.ic plug request connection. So that's how you would connect a plug to a canister. So let's try that. They take the NNS canister, but we want to replace that. So let's copy and paste all of this. Actually, it's in. Wait. Let's try something more simple to start with, because here I think they are already like giving all the steps to call the canisters. So we want to start simple. Okay. So the NNS canister ID is the canister ID. Well, it's this. So let's use this syntax, faucet ID, whitelist faucet ID is connected. Okay. So we have this async function, which does all of the steps here. We want to put that in the event that will be sent. I'm sure there is something wrong with the. Yeah, there is something wrong with the. There is something wrong with the syntax. I'm sure it will not work. Let's try it. So let's reload. Okay. There is absolutely nothing going on. Yeah, I might. That's the. Is it okay like that? I cannot, it's complicated to zoom that much. So I will probably create a function because it's getting messy. So connect to plug, I will call it connect to plug. And I will declare an async function, connect plug. Wait, there is something wrong with the syntax. Okay. Okay, so let's try it. What's happening? Looks like my changes doesn't affect the. should do something, at least. At least not working, but I mean, should do something. Send button. Is it the? Yeah, it's the good idea. So I'm adding the event and the event. Oh, I think it's like that. Okay. So maybe it's the server that is not working. No, it seems to work. Okay, so right now I have an issue. I don't really get why. So basically, okay, I need that. I've tried to deploy it to see if it's the server, the local server I've set up that has a problem. We'll see with the canister. So it's okay. Okay, so this one seems to work. I think I have just an issue with the local server I've set up. Okay, so let's. Okay, if I click here, I have the plug wallet that just open, and I can give my permission to basically delegate my identity for this canister. So it means that whatever the code that I will write after that, this code will be able to do anything on my behalf when I connect. Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what it's doing. And if you use Entrepot, for example, when you connect to Entrepot, you will probably see like I don't know, 70 different canisters that you need to connect to. This is because they are asking for the permission to talk with each collection on the marketplace for you. So let's accept, and then we should see something in the console because I've used console.log to just check my principal. So my principal is this one. Yeah, that's the one I can see here. So that seems to work. Now we want to maybe sending 100 token is a bit early. Maybe we can just ask for my balance. So yeah, let's try to ask for the balance. So once we are here, we can delete the canister, the principal ID. We don't really need it. What we need to do is create an authenticated actor. And let me check the documentation. So that's how they do it. They basically define the interface. So that's what you can see here. They use the well, they could have grabbed the interface from the file that defines the interface. So the .js. So again, I've explained that in I think it was in one of the first lecture, but in the declaration file, you have the HTTP, which corresponds to my backend canister. And I have all the .data file. And those data file basically define the interface. So that's the candid file. There is nothing right now because there is nothing, but it defines the interface. And this one is also defining the interface, but it's the file that you can use in the JavaScript to define the interface. So that's what they are doing here is basically, I think they've just copy and paste like what is in the file inside of here to define the interface. So we need to define the interface, and then we need to call this function await windows.ic.plug.createActor with the canister ID and the interface that is here. So let's try that. Okay. So first thing we want to do is define a const that would be the faucet interface. And So the structure they use is like that with the ideal. So here you need to go to the .data file. So this one, .data.js, and you need to grab the interface. So the interface is here. Well, the interface is here. It's all of that. Yeah, I will try copy and pasting everything. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't usually do like that. I think I will just wait. So I will just create a new file called ledger.data.js, copy and paste everything, and basically import. Yes, it's exported, so I can import this file. How do I call it? I think I can call it. I think I can call it ideal factory from so it's ledger.data.js. I hope it's working. Wait, what's up? Okay. So I have the interface here. Now I will create the actor. So const faucet actor is equal to this. Wait. Windows.ic.plug.create actor. I just need to replace the canister ID by this one. I can put faucet ID, I guess. And the interface factory, I need to put the ideal factory here. And let's see what we have here. So this should be the faucet actor. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So apparently I need to deploy every time. So let's do it. Can't resolve. Okay, so it cannot find my module. Maybe I need to remove that. Sometimes the JavaScript extension you need to. Okay, no, it doesn't work. Okay, so maybe I don't need this because this is a default import. So oh yes, I'm not using a relative path here. Thanks. So of course it's not working. Yeah. Yeah. So where am I? Okay, so I will just remove this. So I would just want to explain what happened earlier with the server. So basically, you can set up a server with npm. So that's like for more advanced. I mean, it's just a server, but you can set up a server with npm rumstart, and it will basically set up a local server for you. And you will see your front end, and you will be able to see like the changes you make in the HTML, the JavaScript, without having to dfx deploy every time. But for some reason, mine is not working today. I don't know why. And I don't want to, I mean, I can just dfx deploy and it's working. So let's not lose time on that. So I've deployed. Now I should be able to send, to check my balance. Wait, no, I should be able to check the actor. So that's the actor we get. And that's really interesting because we can actually see the functions that we can call. There is a function called account balance. notify DFX, send DFX, total supply DFX. So that's all those functions that are here. We can actually see everything inside this file as well. So that's where is it? Yeah, it's here. The interface is here. No, it's not here. Okay. 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 So yeah, this is really, I don't really like those files. It's quite hard to read. So that's why I rather create the agent and just like see the methods that I can call. But basically, after you see the method, you need to know like, okay, what arguments do I need to provide? So here I can see ideal.service, which is the actor, the representation of the actor. So that's the service I can access. You can actually see like, is it a query, or if there is nothing, it means it's an update call. And you can check the first argument is the parameters, and then it's the return value. So I want to call, I want to check my balance. So I guess this is this function that I need to call, account balance DFX. And I need to provide account balance arguments. So what is account balance arguments? So it seems to be just an object with an account, which is the account identifier. Okay, so let's do it. So let's create our account. It's an object with a field account. How do you define that in JavaScript? I think you don't need the equals. I could be wrong. Yeah, account identifier. So account identifier, where can I find it? If it's defined somewhere. So account identifier is a text. So that's cool. That's easy. For those of you who don't really know, you can find the account identifier here in plug. So you have the principal ID and the account ID is here. So I can just copy this and use that. There is also a way to basically calculate the principal from the calculate the account identifier from the principal, but it requires more work. So let's just copy my account, and I need to put it with this syntax. And then let's check my balance. So await poset actor dot what was the method? I've already forgot. Account balance DFX. Account balance DFX. My account. Log my balances. And that's it. Let's see. So let's reload. I don't know why it's asking without me clicking on the button. There is something wrong. Maybe it's just the, okay. Why is it doing that? I'm not calling the function. Shouldn't do that. Wait, should I remove that? Oh. Well, I'm just wondering why my my wallet is basically asking me for login without me clicking on the button, which shouldn't happen. So let's, okay, I think it was called here. Okay, so now I click, I want the connection, and then it should return my balance. So my balance is actually this, which is not 5,000, but this is because it's basically it's E8S, which is like the the amount divided by multiplied by 10 to the power of 8. It seems to be strange though. Yeah, 12 zeros. So it's okay. I have 5,000 of them. So we've done the first mission, which is to connect with plug and ask for my balance. Now, second mission, send funds to the canister. Okay, so now we want to send, which is a bit more advanced, but we have the interface, so we can check send arguments. Wait, so we have the send arguments here, but I want the method which is send dfx, and I need to provide send arguments. Okay, so now send arguments, yes. Maybe I could clean a bit. So let me. Okay. So here I have the send argument type, and I want to basically create my arguments. So I want to send it to an account identifier, which is not this one. I need to provide the fee, the memo from sub account created at time, amount. Okay. So first thing is that I want the account identifier of my canister, which is really, really complicated to get. Well, not really if you know how to find it, but if you don't know, I guess that's okay. So I know I need to wait just a second. Why is it working? I don't get it. It shouldn't work right now. We are not on the IC. Yeah, okay. It's working because I haven't used the canister. So I'm trying to send funds to my canister. My canister needs an address. But the problem is that right now my canister doesn't exist because it doesn't live on the IC. So I guess I need to spend a few cycles just to deploy this, so that I can get the canister ID, and then I can, from the canister ID, I can get the account ID. Oh shit, I don't have, let me. Okay, so it seems that my front end was not deployed. Would just set up a second wallet account and have funds sent. There are any reason to send to canisters versus wallet account? Yeah, actually I could do that. I just wanted to show like how to do it from a canister, because that's something that people are probably going to do if they want to, I don't know, like if the workflow is to send funds and then allow person to mint an NFT, I guess they need like to, well, they probably need to send the fund inside the canister, but that's not a requirement actually. But now that I've sent the cycles, I will do it. So my canister is deployed. My backend canister is deployed. My front-end canister seems to have an issue because I don't have enough cycles right now, but we don't need the front-end on the IC actually. We just need the backend, so that's totally fine. So this is my canister ID. Again, I'm trying to find the account ID. So let's put it here. So this is really nice on IC.rocks. You can just like copy and paste the canister principle, and then you can get the ledger account here, which is the account identifier. There is also like a more advanced way, more professional way to find it, I guess. I will probably, yeah. there is also this this repo, which is great. And there is, I think, so yeah, this ID mo.principal blob account identifier. Where is it? Okay, I will send this repo in the chat. So here we have a file called account identifier.mo, which is great because basically this file allows us to use this method, which is public function from principal. So we get the account identifier from the principal. We need to specify the principal and the sub account. So the sub account for the main account identifier is 0. And then you have all the other sub account that you can calculate if you want to, but we just need the default sub account. So that's how you would like calculate it properly. You would import all of this, you need all those things, and you need to copy and paste basically, because it's using like we already had a few lectures on that, but basically we use SHA-224, CRC32, a lot of like algorithm that you don't really want to redo if they are working. So just use like the work of people. It's totally fine. Okay. So, not the good one. We want to send funds to this address. Then we want, so what is the other argument? I guess, I don't know what the fee should be, because it's, so the fee is specified in ICPTS. What is ICPTS? Okay, it's this thing. So like that. Yes. Let's put the same fee as on the ICP ledger. I think it's that, yeah. The memo of type memo, which is what's the type memo? It's a not 64 again, so let's put 0. So the memo as specified is just like a memo. Like if you want to remind this transaction of something, or if you want to pass some parameter to the person that is receiving the transaction, you can do it so, but we don't need it right now. From sub account, so from sub account, it's the sub account we are using to send, but we are using our main sub account again. So we can just specify null, which is like that. Yeah, it's in the candid specification. The candid representation of null is this in JavaScript, which is not the best representation, but it's working. Created at time. We can also specify null because we don't really need this field. Amount. So let's say we want. So we said that we wanted to send 100. So 100. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 should be 100. Okay, so that's the send arguments. Constant send and await faucet actor dot send dfx. Yeah, it's really amazing how this copilot is just so powerful. Okay. So we can try that. I'm not sure it's going to work. There is probably some issues with the types of the parameter. No, not that. Sorry, it's a bit messy because now I have to deploy my front-end canister locally and my back-end canister on the IC. But they can talk to each other. So let me remove that. Okay, so I'm connecting. Then, okay, what's happening right now? Okay, so it seems to work. We have the return parameter, the return value, which is 192. It's, so I don't know. SendFX, it's the block height, apparently. Okay, so it seems that we've sent successfully some tokens. Now let's maybe try to basically check the balance. So yeah, we want a function to check the balance, basically. Check the balance of this canister. And we need to return a nut. Yeah, a nut. So for that, we need to do inter-canister call. So we need to define the actor for the faucet. It's quite the same as what we've done in the JavaScript code with this part where we had the interface. We are defining an actor so we can talk to it. And here we need to basically put the function that we want to call. The function we want to call is the we want the balance. So this is account balance dfx, this one. And we want some arguments and some return value. So the arguments are this, again, account balance arguments, which is an account identifier. So let's we can also use the file which is here. No, wait, sorry. We can use this repo where you got the interface of the ledger. Here you have the ledger.mo, which is the interface of the ledger. And we have the Motoko definition for the type we are trying to use. So we are trying to use account balance arguments, which is this type. So let's define it like that. Would be easier to use. So that's a type declaration, public tip, account balance arguments. We can put that here, account balance arguments. And then it will return something of type async. And it seems to be, ICPTs, how do you, ICPTs, so ICPTs is this type, so we need to define it, public type, ICPTs, like that, 8s, that's 64. Yeah, I could return not, but I think it will be easier to maybe just return the ICPTs. Okay, so let's define our actor. Well, that's the interface. Maybe we can. So we need the canister ID again, which is here, to be able to talk to it and send messages. And once we have the actor created in the Motoko file with the function we want, so that's the function we want, this one. So the interface is here. That's the interface of the actor. Basically, if you want to call other function, you need to add all those functions here. This is the best lecture so far. I don't know. I'm just trying to do like the requirements. I agree. It's difficult. So,
sorry to interrupt you, Seb. We have 30 minutes left.
Okay, 40 minutes.
30 minutes.
Okay. Well, let me just finish the check balance, and then we can probably move on. So account balance, defix, and then we want to check the account, which is I've probably already, yeah, this is this one. We want to check that the funds have been received. Okay, so that's here. Let's call it let's result. And then we can just return the result. We can try to deploy. I should probably. I don't want to deploy this. Well, now the problem is that, yeah, I can just. Unbound tip account identifier. Okay, so yeah, I haven't defined what's an account identifier. So this is just the text. Misplace weight, abound tip interface. Okay. So I haven't defined the interface as a type. Now I should remove this message. I have a few mistakes here. What's that always pop up code snippet? Which one? Oh, I don't remember what happened. So now we have the canister on the IC with the canister. So our canister is this one. We can try to call it dfx canister network IC called HTTP, and we can check the balance. Let's see if we really have some tokens inside. So it's taking a long time because it's actually doing inter-canister call. So it has to wait like two update call to respond, which takes like 5 seconds, I think, 5 to 6 seconds. But we can see that we have yeah, we have the 100 tokens that we've sent previously. So it seems to work fine. So now our canister is acting as a wallet because we have the funds inside the canister, basically. And yeah, we can check that maybe, well, it's more complicated to check that someone actually sent the fund, because right now we don't really know who sent the fund. But yeah, that's a start. Do we still have time, or I don't know. So the pop-up of the code is GitHub Copilot. It's really, really, really useful. Do we have to implement the check balance in the backend or front end is good enough? It depends on what you're trying to do, I guess. If you're trying to verify that users have paid before minting, I don't know how you can do it on the front end, because like the code that is running on the front end, you cannot like trust it. I mean, it's running on the user browser, so you cannot really trust what the front end say. If you just want to check the balance of someone, yeah, you can do it on the front end for sure. Yeah, this is the Copilot here. I think I've deactivated for Motoko file. Yeah, here. Or maybe, no, I've recently reactivated. Yeah. So the suggestion of the Copilot are really strange for Motoko, because you don't have a lot of like Motoko example to basically train the artificial intelligence. You don't have a lot of Motoko examples, so sometimes the Motoko suggestion are really strange, but the JavaScript one are amazing, I think.
All right. Well, any other questions before we wrap it up?
We suppose. So what tools does the backend have to scan the faucet canister to check if they paid or not? Well, I can see that someone has paid. Now I can probably do something smarter, which is for each user, I can send the fund to one specific sub-account that is determined between the user and the canister. And then once the flow is checked, wait, I think there is a way to know, because the faucet, basically the faucet was created to avoid this. Wait, let me just I think it's here. So what methods do we have? Faucet arguments. Okay, so it seems faucet 2 created at time. What is it? Faucet arguments, block height. Okay. Is there a way to, basically you need to use the block height to check if the transaction happened or not. You can use the notify canister as well, I think. I haven't really worked on the interface, but I mean, you should be able to find something. There is a notify function, notify canister arguments. Yeah, I think you can use that to notify the canister. That's okay. So it would have been great to have the person that worked on the faucet. But basically, I think you need to use that because notify defix, I think, will notify your canister with the right arguments to sub-account from sub-account, max fee, block height. Yeah, you need to store the block height somewhere. Well, it's not really. Well, I'm sorry, because the faucet I thought would be easier than this interface. It would be good if there was like I don't know, like a history of transaction. Like if you could just query a block and check for you, that would be great, something like that. But it doesn't seem to to have that. So I think the only way is the notified FX. Or there is also the way which is to set up like for each client, you got a different sub account, and you send the funds to the sub account from the client, and then you can check on your canister if the balance is above like the threshold you want. And basically, because you have like so much sub accounts, you can be pretty sure that it's the right person that send the funds to this sub account. Could we make the send FX call on the backend on behalf of the login frontend principal? Well, I don't think you can do that. Well, no, you cannot do that. It would mean that if you could do that, so basically you're sending a message to a canister, and this canister can basically do another thing on another canister using your identity. It would be very, very bad. I could just like create a canister and I don't know, like send all your NFT to my wallet. So no, you can't do that. You need like the identity which own the funds to send a call. You cannot proxy something like that. Why can't you trust the front end if the whole canister is deployed on GIC? Oh, so the code that is on the front end is not running on the IC. If it's a backend canister, then everything is running on the IC. But if it's a front end canister, JavaScript, HTML, and everything, those are not like running on the internet computer. Basically, what's happening is that each person is like when you call a front end canister, you are loading the assets. So you are loading the JavaScript and the HTTP and everything. And we had the talk about like certified assets. So you can be pretty sure that if you're using the IC.app.0, you can be pretty sure that what you receive is what is stored inside the IC. But starting from that point, when you've received all the code and everything, then the JavaScript code that you can see here, like this code, is running on your computer, on the client side. And basically, you cannot trust anything coming from the client, because the code is running on my machine. So if I know like how to modify this, I could basically modify the code and do like other stuff. And well, yeah, it's not trustworthy. Like if you use the console, you can change what is happening and everything. Yeah, the question that was skipped. Sorry. Where is it? Oh, are we supposed to hardcode the canister ID, account ID? Is there a way? I guess that depends on like what you're trying to do. That's hard to answer this question. I mean, for something like this, I could totally like hardcode the canister, because I know that the ledger is this one and it's not going to move. And if you're trying to, for example, work with the ICPs on the IC, well, you can basically hardcode the canister ID, because the ledger canister is not going to change anytime soon. But if you're trying something more, I mean, more general, if you're trying to call like different canisters, maybe you can have like a list with all the canisters ID and then calling all those canisters. I guess it depends on your use case. Built-in function of the DIP 721. I don't think this token is using the DIP 721. It's not actually. And the notify dfx function, I'm not sure what the notify dfx function do. It has been removed from the ICP ledger. I guess basically you can subscribe to, you guys subscribe to a transaction. So you send like the parameters which are here. And if something like this happen in the ledger, you can be notified about it with the block 8. So instead of having to look every time the block and like, yeah, you just subscribe to some event and you wait for the answer of the canister. What is the zero address? That's not. I don't know what's the question exactly. The zero address of what?
You mean the
Can
burn address? Yeah. You don't have to use SVG if you can find some PNGs that don't give you issues with the size constraints.
Can we read the ledger of the token faucet and check the block? I don't find it right now. I was trying to search for it. I don't find it. I thought there was something to call the block and just check the transaction. So that's a bit annoying. I'm going to send a message to the person who write the canister because that was supposed to be there. So yeah, that's really annoying because I mean, you can do without calling the block, but having a method to just call the block and see the transaction would be really, really cool, I think.
All right. Well, I think we need to get started preparing for the next lecture. Everyone, thank you so much for everything, and we'll see you soon.
See you in the next lecture, which is in a few minutes.